Assalamu alaikum dear learners. This is class 12 and we are in the chapter 10th. Today's topic is nation building and its problems, and our subtopic is the consequences after the partition of the India. In previous chapter we discussed it, why there was partition. Now what happened aftermath when the two countries came into being on 14th and 15th of August 1947. Two countries, not a single country but two countries, that's India and Pakistan, came into being, and two maps were prepared for the separate for the two countries. Due to partition of British India, these two countries came into being, the India and the Pakistan. There were several factors responsible for the partition, but after the partition, now by this way or that way, the partition took place. After that, what were the consequences? The first and the foremost consequence was the transfer of population and killing of the people. As we know, when the border was set up, when two countries came into being, when territory was divided into two parts, when one part was renamed as Pakistan, after that a border was settled there. At the time of separation, this was an unplanned and tragic transfer of the human history, as from one side of the border people had to cross to the other side, and from other side of the border the people had to cross to the next side, which resulted in the mass killing of the people, which resulted in their atrocities in the name of religion, as one section of the society, as one community of the religious community killed the people of the other community. From Indian side, the Muslims were killed, and from Pakistan side, the Hindus were killed. As such, the most tragic incident took place when the thousands of people were killed due to atrocities. Likewise, another issue was the problem of the refugees. The problem of the refugees, those people who crossed the border from this side to that side and from that side to this side, they people were known as the refugees. Now they were not having their own homes, they were not having their own house, they were not having their own livelihood, they were not having food to eat. As such, they were forced to leave from one part of the border to settle to the another part of the border, and from other part of the border to the next part of the border, which resulted that these people would not see the dawn of the independence. They saw the dawn of the independence in the refugee camps. This was another problem which was seen at that time. Another thing, near about 80 lakh people from across the borders were forced to migrate from one side of the border to the other side of the border. Likewise, we are having the division of each and everything. As we know, when the country was divided, when the British India was divided into two parts, this was not only the division of the territory, it was the division of everything, as both the countries which came into being, the Pakistan which came into being, their demand was that besides having the territory, they want their share from properties, from liabilities, from the economies, from the financial assets, as well as from the employees of the government departments. And the government departments, not only so, but also the offices and the tables and the chairs which were existing at that time, they were also to be divided between the two countries. As such, there was a harsh debate on what to manage and how to manage and why to manage. Likewise, there was the problem of the minorities. As we know, after the division of British India, two countries came into being, that's Pakistan and India. Near about 12% of Muslims, Sikhs, and these Christians and Jews who were still living in India. So the problem before the Indian leadership was how to manage these minorities, these religious minorities, how to deal with them, how to remain with them. Likewise, there was the problem of the princely states. At the time of independence, there were so many princely states. These princely states were offered by the Britishers whether they want to, if they want to join India or Pakistan, or whether they want to remain independent. Most of these states opted for the independence. They opted for having their own states. As such, it was a challenge before the Indian leadership, before the Indian diaspora, how to manage, how to keep these people with them, how to make them to join the Indian Federation. Likewise, there was a problem of the division of these waters. The problem of the division of these waters took an enemy stand between the two countries, as there was a division of waters. One side of, as we know, the Punjab, where the 5 waters do emerge, these waters were to be distributed among the communities, among the two countries, on the basis of their population share, on the basis of their territorial share. As such, there was a demand from them that these waters should be given to them with an equilibrium. So these were the consequences after the independence. Now when there was independence, let us leave Pakistan aside. After that, we are having how India faced the problems of the nation building. There were certain challenges before India. The first challenge we can say that was the unity, and that was unity with preservative diversity. With unity and with preservative diversity. As we know, India although was a united country, but still there were diversities. They were to have accommodate the other minorities also. As we know, in India we are seeing there were so many lingual groups, there were so many cultural groups, there were so many religious groups, there were so many regional groups. To maintain all these diversities within the one flag, under the one flag, under the one constitution, how to maintain them. So the biggest problem before the Indian diaspora, before the Indian leadership, was unity in diversity. Another problem which emerged at that point of time was the establishment of the democracy. Although India adopted the constitution, in its constitution, India adopted the representative democracy on the basis of parliamentary form of governments, which allows the people, which ensures the people the political participation or the political competition. But that is not enough. That is not sufficient for a democratic country. The problem before the leaders was how to ensure that all the sections of the society, all the people of the society are involved in the democratic practices and in accordance with the constitution. This was another challenge faced by the Indian leadership, how to overcome these problems. Likewise, we were having another problems, development and the welfare of entire society. As we know, near about 2% of the population were comprised of the Hindu majority, and rest of the another population was near about 12% of the people were belonging to the Muslim minorities. And likewise, we were having Sikhs, we were having Jains, we were having Jews, we were having Christians in Indian society. How to deal with these? Every group of the people, how to deal with these SCs, STs, OBCs, and the people who are living in the rural as well as in the urban areas. Likewise, the people in the frameworks of the Indian Constitution adopted the policy of directive principles of the state policy, which allows to provide the basic minimum needs to all sections of the society, irrespective of their caste, irrespective of their class, irrespective of their creed, irrespective of their religious, irrespective of without any discrimination. So for that, the challenge before the Indian polity, the challenge before the Indian leadership was, the real challenge was how to evolve the effective policies for economic development as well as for the eradication of the poverty from the society. These were the challenges which the Indian diaspora, Indian leadership faced at the time when the constitution was framed or India was partitioned. So this is all about today's topic. In next topic we shall discuss its other subtopics. Thank you. Till then, goodbye.